Well, the way you described circumcision a few minutes ago, it sounds so horrific. Why did circumcision even start? I mean, who thought this was a good idea, do you think?
Look, thousands of years ago, it started as a tribalistic ritual. It was a way of maintaining social control and sexual control. And it was something it's never been practiced in Europe, with one exception. In the late 1800s in Britain, during a time of great Christian fervour, of puritanical thinking, the Victorian era, in the late 1800s, circumcision arose in Britain as a way of trying to reduce masturbation. And that was the root of it. This is at a time of a sense of great purity, the genitals being dirty, sex being untoward. It's a very different context to today. And that's where it started. And then in the 1900s, it then got medicalized. In other words, there were rationalizations and justifications put in place for what was a cultural and anti-sexual practice. And the irony is, it doesn't in any way reduce masturbation. All it does is cause trauma and pain to a child and a lifetime loss of function.
And the fact that the practice is continuing at all, what reasons are usually given for that to happen?
Look, the reasons essentially are justifications and rationalizations of a cultural and tribal impulse. The crux, the real truth of circumcision, when you really dig down, is it is a cultural custom. It's something that was done to dad, that's done in the family, or something that's done in the religion, or done in the culture. And for example, in England, when it took off in the late 1800s and spread to the English-speaking world, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, it was done simply because it was done to dad. And that's the real root of it. And that's not a good reason. And so then what happens is people engage in justifications and rationalizations saying, oh, it must be cleaner, it must be healthier. But in actual fact, the global medical community opposed circumcision. No national medical organization on the planet recommends circumcision. The Canadian, Australian, all the European medical associations are against circumcision. And just for example, the Royal Australian College of Physicians, the RACP, recommends against circumcision. So our own peak medical body are against it, yet it is still funded in this country by the medical authorities, by Medicare, and it is still propagated.